Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Shadowhunters Season 4, Episode 7, or 317, titled Heavenly Fire. Izzy and Simon embark on a dangerous mission that reveals the truth about corruption in the Clave. Clary and Jonathan recall dark family memories. Dark childhood memories, sorry. What dark childhood memories would Clary have? Because, as far as we know, she spent a pretty cushy life growing up with Simon, Jocelyn, and Luke. So, hmm, I'm a little confused about that. Unless it's going to be those few memories of her encounters with the Shadow World growing up. But that's more of a she didn't understand what was going on. And considering what the whole premise of Heavenly Fire is, I'm surprised you're taking Simon with that, considering it's the Clave experimenting on downworlders, and Simon is a downworlder, so yeah, it's interesting. But let's get this episode started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, this whole thing. I guess that is related to the Heavenly Fire um, thing, not necessarily that we're dealing with Lilith this episode. Hmm. Just to signify you being in good health. Why do I feel like something's gonna happen? Hmm. You know, I can't actually remember if we ever got a good look at the Herondale family ring, but it's meant to have the family coat of arms on it. For the Lightwoods, that's obviously a tangle of branches. I think it's branches. Herondale, it's a bunch of birds, well, herons. Morningstar, it's stars. Morgenstern, I mean. Blackthorn is briars. I forget what Fairchild is. Hmm. Contortionists still make me feel uncomfy. Well, I mean, yeah. Wolf was actually truthful in that. Hmm. Really? Put a shirt on. Well, I mean, I guess that is one way to get Simon into Alicante. Because I was going to bring up, how is he going to get to the guard if downloaders aren't allowed? Hmm. Right now, Simon. Well, it almost seemed like Alec cared about him. Huh. They brought the ceiling rings in. And, hmm. Interesting. The fact that I brought those up in my discussion at the end of the last episode, and then they're in this one. They were also gold and looked like a branch with leaves coming off. because, as with all things fairy, they're meant to be delicate and, well, at least look delicate. Who are you? Hmm. Raphael? Ah. So this is why he was arrested. Let me guess. They don't come back. Well, let's just hope Simon gets cold before. Interesting bringing Elaine into this. Yeah. Using a parent's signature and using the basically leader of the entire group is a little bit different. I think I've figured out what's going to get in the way of their little thing tonight. Claire is going to be in there too long for the rune to overtake her fully, and she's going to let Jonathan out. I'm pretty sure I hit my father, so. I should clarify, I'm speaking from Claire from that. I've got a good relationship with my dad. Is that what I think it is? That he was tossing up in the air? The Skeptron? So it is the antithesis to glorious, I guess. Good. Okay. So, because if you remember my discussions about Older Tree back in the last season, that's why I said it was interesting. Well, it's a good thing they didn't try the UV light on him. Hmm. All right. Oh, Helen? I was not expecting her to be brought into this at all, let alone for this. How successful is she going to be? What are you... You're gonna have seen... Hmm. Interesting. Maybe you're supposed to save him. Oh, right, she gets, dreams from the angels. I forgot. I was like, how the hell did she have this connection with... Also, I'm pretty sure that's set up what's gonna happen in the next few episodes. Also, I'm not gonna be here when you get back. to be honest, vampires are the worst ones you could test that on. Because they're the only ones who have a reaction to anything, to something holy. Huh. So it's not anything that I suggested it could be. They're not trying to experiment on them, make a subservient army, make them stronger or anything. Oh no, he's got a grey. Uh-oh. And look what you let out of your sight. As I said, heavenly fire burns away that which is evil, and if the person is more good, Iris? True, vampires and warlocks would have very differing views on that. That is fucked. You slipped the ring on. Hmm. So Raphael has some physical skill. Why would she do that? I'd take more than one vial. Considering they seemingly use two for each downloader, I'd take multiple just in case. Interesting. I was not expecting Eileen to have gone straight to her mum. When you found out the truth, you did what was right. Guess I was wrong. Ah. The thought did cross my mind, but I didn't know if they were actually going to do it or not. They may still not, considering there was no inkling of that in this scene. He's not gonna let you push him away, Magnus. He may not be proposing to you tonight, but he's not gonna let anything happen either. Okay, that was a very interesting episode. I was not expecting Heavenly Fire to be a one and done thing. Like, I was expecting that to run the course of the rest of this season. But, okay, that is surprising. I was not expecting Helen to be there. Because, well, Helen wasn't really an important character in the first series. Her family is the main characters of the sequel in the LA Institute. It's also interesting that she was there instead of at LA. Because, well, the Blackthorns do have a family home in Alicante, but none of them actually work there. Like, to be fair, none of them are of working age, except for their father, who is head of an institute, so he can't exactly work there. Mark and Helen were the oldest, and they weren't of Shadowhunter age by the time of book 6. The father, head of the institute, uncle, head of the London Institute. Aileen and Mark's mother, the fairy, obviously couldn't do anything with Shadowhunters. The other 5, their mum actually died not long before the events of the series. So she couldn't have done anything, and she would have been co-running the institute anyway. Yeah, so it's interesting that they're at Alicante. Because I think it's book 3, or it could be towards the end of book 2, we're actually introduced to the or maybe it's the start of book 4. I know it's in the middle area where we're actually introduced to the Blackthorns, because they actually head over to the New York Institute for a event. I forget the event, which is why I can't place where it is in the timeline. But Helen actually speaks to one of I think it's the Lightwoods, and then she calls over her brother Julian. No, she goes over to her brother Julian because he's accidentally knocking over the candles that are lighting the area and set a tapestry on fire. Yeah, so that was our first introduction to Helen. And then after Alec and Magnus share their kiss in front of the entire assembled council at the end of book 3, Helen and Aileen actually get together. That's why I think it may have been after that, because I think they were telling Alec about them getting together, like thanking him for doing that to give them the confidence to come out. That's where we get the whole Aileen only kissed Jace in book 3 because she thought, if he doesn't do it for me, then no guy's gonna do it for me. And yeah, then they obviously have involvement in book 6. Yeah. So that's basically Helen's story from the Mortal Instruments. I'm not going to touch upon what happens in book 6, even though we're definitely not getting book 6 in this. At least the majority of it. They have been pulling a couple things, but yeah, this series basically ends with book 5. Because the final battle of that is in order to get rid of the twinning rune between Jason, Sebastian, as he liked to be called in the book, and also rescuing Clary. And yes, Aileen and I think Helen actually show up for that battle. So, I can't remember if Gia does. But I forgot that, I just remembered that they did actually get involved with the whole Heavenly Fire thing. Yeah, so I guess this is a good enough time to bring them in. I am surprised that they didn't raise the idea of, hey, what happens if, because of Clary's dream from the angels, she's meant to be the princess who saves Jonathan, but before she reaches there, she falls. I was thinking that maybe she gets corrupted by the twinning rune, and then by the end of it, they free her with the heavenly fire. So that's the falling bit, and then she uses the rest of it on Jonathan, being the princess to save him. But they didn't even raise the idea. They seemed content to just say, oh yeah, we're going to disconnect you from Clary. This should kill you because your life force is tied to hers. So, well, that's one and done. But like I said, I also thought that Heavenly Fire was going to be a much longer part of this season. Anyway, interested to see where this is going. The next episode confuses me with the synopsis, and the thumbnail for the one after that looks very interesting. So, yeah, I guess with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.